Hello everyone, I'm Silent Death and welcome back to my Let's Play Space Engineers series. Today, I've decided after building this that we need some better tools. Some bigger tools at the very least. And that's what we're going to focus on this episode. Let's clear out a few things. We'll need some armor blocks. Don't know what kind of cockpit we're going to use. Probably some thrusters, gyroscopes, reactors, maybe a merge block. I guess that'll get us started. So let's do a new large ship. Actually, we'll do a new station. Station. First thing we're going to build is kind of a large version of our SCVs. A large ship version. So I'm thinking we might want to go with interior wall blocks since they're lighter for most of the stuff. Let's see, maybe we should pick a different color. That's interesting. Go with black. High saturation, low saturation. Could go with a really light blue. I don't really know very much about the color scale thing, but actually I kind of like that color. Yeah, let's go with that. It'll look better once it's welded in. Alright, so how are we going to do the engines? We need at least 2 engines in 6 different directions. So let's see, they're there. And we definitely need the rear engines away from the front. Like far away from the front. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop everything off and go die, so that I can have the, what is it? The rescue ship, or whatever it's called, to kind of use as a blueprint. So I'll be right back. Alright. So we'll definitely want to move the front thrusters all the way back. I think we'll keep the lateral thrusters the same way. That is, having a block between them and then having that so that it'll be an odd number of blocks. So let's start on that part. Where did we put our things? Alright, why did that change colors on me? There we go. And I need a steel plate. Oh yeah, I dropped everything off. Let me just grab that. Oh, a couple hundred of those, 100 of those, and 100 of those should be enough. We may just come up with a different paint scheme after we've built it. We can then color it. Alright, so those are going to be the lateral thrusters. Which means I'm probably going to also do like they did with the rear thrusters and have 4 of them. Just for getting around easier. For the rear thrusters, we'll only have 2, I think. I hope that'll be okay. There. That block. So that just leaves the up and down thrusters. I'm intentionally leaving this a bit narrow because I've noticed on the SUVs the engines tend to get beat up from just trying to squeeze into spaces. So I want them protected a little bit. Alright, so that's going to be our thruster block. Makes me wish that I could copy and paste a little bit. But this should be enough for a smaller ship. Alright. So we need to go 5 more blocks out. 4, 5. And this will be the front of the ship. Now then, let me think about this for a moment. A couple of changes, I think. We're going to want a cargo container back here, so let's put that in between the engines. I think that would work better. Actually, that should probably be upwind. At least upwind. We'll want the center of mass to probably be along this line. At least that's what I'm expecting. That looks right. Then, so engines can connect here. So if we put one out facing there, that would be best. Then we could do the upper ones. The lower ones. And the main drive. And finally the retro thrusters right along the axis here. Or we can move them above or below. I'll put them along the main axis for now, and possibly end up moving them later. Just depends on how our ship turns out. We will need some kind of brace to make sure that this is properly connected in. So I have to connect something to this. But I'm not overly concerned about that. We're going to need a conveyor connection to it too, which may run here, but will probably run off the top or bottom. Alright, so that's that part. Still not sure what to do about the front. I got a little bit sidetracked. We'll need a power and probably a gravity thing. Place. There you go. Good boy. And at least one gyroscope, maybe even two. That theoretically one would be enough. So we'll go like that. Reactor. Then gyroscope. I may add more gyroscopes since one of the functions of this is going to be a tug. I believe I've already said that. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, gravity generator. Might move that to be more centrally located. Or at least closer towards where the cockpit is going to be. Speaking of cockpits, do I need... trying to decide how we're going to do the visual thing. I mean the actual cockpit, the visibility of it. Not the visual thing, but the visibility. For like sitting right here, we have tools right in front of us. That'll make it hard to see. But we could have the tools down below us, since this is not going to be something that's going to need to get inside of something. Probably, anyway. So that could be an option. Yeah, I think we're going to decide that this is probably not going to be something that we designed to get inside of a cramped space. Though we will have still the buffers on the sides. So that'll be that much. Actually, that needs to come out one more, doesn't it? Just to prevent everything from connecting together. But that'll be that. Then, where will we put that? Here maybe? I was thinking only something that's 3x3. But it's probably going to be a little bit wider than that. Alright, I'll be right back after I recharge. Alright, if we're going to have the cockpit above that, what we can do is take that, move that to there, put these here, get rid of this, and this, and all these. We might leave those bottom ones for the moment. We don't need. Those there. At least I don't think we will. Then we can take this. That, and have that go there, and we can have another one of these with some connectors on the sides here. Here. There. And we'll just have a row of 3 of these so that different configurations can connect properly. That means we're still going to need something along the bottom, most probably. The outer hole. And we'll have to redo a generator and things. We do know that we can do this. And use that as our walkway. We just need to brace this somehow. So I'll put connection there and there to brace this center part. And then we'll start working on the actual outer armor. Though maybe I should do some welding before we do that. So far, I can't think of anything that's wrong with it. We just need to re-add in the generators, reactor, and the gyroscope, but I'll probably do that as I'm welding. Or I could put in the gyroscope down here now. And even the gravity generator if I really wanted to. Though I'm not sure that would be a good idea. Yeah, just have the reactor here and the gravity generator across from it. That would be better. Let me weld this and I'll be right back. Alright. I have finished welding. Now that I see this color, more of it, I'm not quite as happy with it, so I'll probably end up changing that at some point. One thing that I did think of, there, is sometimes there's a problem with getting the items out of tools. So we're going to take care of that. And I forgot to put in gravity generator. We'll make that face forward. And the reactor. I like it that way best. So get rid of that. I'll need one of those. Won't need any of that stuff. So let's see. We'll need one of these, and one of these, and that, and maybe one of those. But probably not. We'll do. In case there is a problem. We'll have this connector. Pull items out of it. And run it to this. And that'll be something we use just in case there's a problem getting stuff out. But hopefully we'll never need it. Now I guess we can go ahead and start working on the outer hull. We'll stick to light armor blocks. So we'll have one there, and there. We'll want some kind of armor covering for this. Or we'll just do... like, come straight across. I'm actually a little bit concerned about the engine, so maybe we'll go out one more in that regard. Don't want my engine to get beat up. We'll have something that comes through like that, along with a little casing. Around the engines, maybe? It's going to be... I think this one will be different. Would that work right? I believe so. There's really nothing we can put here that would look right, so we'll just use a solid block. And we'll do that. And I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like on this side yet. We do know we're going to need that. At least that. Another casing around that. Might just leave it like that. Probably not. Yeah, let's get rid of this one. Okay, so if we do the same thing over here, then on the bottom too. We'll leave this whole thing like that. And that way will be the top. And I guess we won't need anything but just a gap right there to make it streamlined. We'll need a gap all the way through to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'll be that part. I suppose we could have this be narrow too. Narrow down like that. So at least to... yeah, there. We'll have a corner piece there. We still haven't done the top or the cockpit area. Let's just get at least half the armor done. Now then, what does that say for the top? Okay, the top's going to be the same as the sides. And then it's just going to be a straight block like that. It's only the back engines that are going to have this thing going on. These are the ones that stick out the most. Alright. That'll be straight. We'll have saving. an angled piece here. Along the top, and this might bulge out a little bit along the middle here. I think we're going to do... We'll do the other 3 sides, and then we'll come back and do the cockpit. Basically, I'm just going to repeat this pattern around, and then I'll be back after I welded it. Things are starting to come together. This is what it looks like. How I did the rear engines, and the rest is pretty much just smooth. Might need some more thrusters on the side or something, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. One thing I've neglected to include is some landing gear, so that's what we're going to take care of right now. Right there. Then the same on this side. We'll just have them flush with the outside. Yeah, I think I like that way better. That way we can land if we absolutely need to, but we don't have the landing gear sticking out to get mushed if they get mushed or whatever. Now then, another thing we need to take care of is this area here. So what I think I'm going to do is just use these catwalks. And that way I won't have to worry about falling down into that and getting burned up, because that would not be good. Did I get... yeah, okay. Make sure I got that last block on that other side. That'll leave us with quite a lot of room, even if we build straight across, which I'm not going to do because that makes me feel a little bit claustrophobic. What I will instead do is, let's see, build straight here. This is okay to be claustrophobic in the engineering section. And then we'll start, let's say, how would that be? Like that. And then like this. A big corner piece there. Something like that. And then we'll just have a roof here. And I'm out of steel plates. Okay. Let me weld all this up to probably somewhere right around here. And then we'll see about doing a cockpit. Okay, I think it's time we can start on the cockpit. Just not entirely certain how I want to do it. If we're going to have tools here, we're going to need to be able to see over them. So at the very least, we're going to want it to be up a couple blocks, or at least there. That might be okay. That over us. So maybe 1 block high would be okay. Have us a little platform here. Then we could we'll probably just extend that, get rid of that, have the platform come all the way across. how are we going to get up? Oh, I know what I'll use. I'll use these, like is used in the other ship over there, the respawn ship. Just have these come all the way across? No, not all the way across, but that far across. We might leave it just like that. No, we'll go ahead and put an interior block here. Just to make things look more even. Okay, so that'll allow us to have a path up, which means we'll probably want to cover this with some of these catwalks. Unfortunately, that little lip is going to be a problem. I would like just like a plate thing. I guess I could use windows. That's what we'll use. 2x3, 1x2, 1x2. Let's just use 1x1s. Okay, I think it needs something solid to sit on. Or maybe, oh, we just don't have the girders, okay? Don't think I have very many girders already crafted. Probably have to make some more of those. We'll see what we can get done. Don't really care if we can see through it or not. Though if I can't, I'll probably swap it out just to make sure that we can, because I don't want it to be too tacky. Now then, I suppose we'll have the whole front thing be kind of windowy. Let's see. That's 5 blocks. Is there a 3 wide? Why are all these even? Inverted. What's that look like? Okay. That might be interesting. If we had it further out, but we don't. Maybe for the top then? Might work for the top. Let's see. We come out. To say there. Something like that. I don't think it would match up with the slope though. At least not properly. So what else do we have? We have just the 1x1 ones. Face, inverted. Side left, side right. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Ah, okay. That's what we could use. Like, if I can click, find a place to click. Come on, go forward. Alright, if we're going to be that way. Something like that. Why won't you place? place here, but not here. So you need something behind you? Is that what you're trying to tell me? We would need some way to do that so they match up properly. Which would mean we need to square that off or move it in or something else. I'm not quite sure. Probably get rid of this one. Okay, we do have 2x3 ones. And 3x3 ones, but not 1x3. What do you look like? We only need a 1x3. Come on. Face the right way. Did that. And then by 2. I can never remember if I need the inverted one or not. Do that. And that. And then up top, maybe here, we might be able to pull something off. By 2 slope. Possibly. So do this. Have that. I'm not sure if we can properly do that one. Have to figure out something to do with the edges. Okay, how would we do that? By one side and one by one face. What's the difference? Okay, that's the corner one. Not quite good there. Put this one further forward, still wouldn't work. What else do we have? Side? Okay. Might be better. Face and have 1x2 face. Have this. Could do that, but I would kind of like something that sloped in this way. I thought I had one of those. Yeah, like this. Something like that. That is what we'll use. Though I can't build it right now. But I'll do some welding and I will be right back. Alright, this is what it looks like. I had to change the front a little bit, using ramps here instead of the armor blocks so that they have the same slope as that. And I also forgot to put in the cockpit, using the nifty number 3 cockpit. I think we'll have it right up there in the front. That center, yeah, okay. And I cannot get that in here anymore, so I'll have to weld that by hand. We also need some doors, or some entrances, I guess. Not really doors. Which means we're going to have to get rid of these because of the lip. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to put an actual door here because I hate them. You can't get through them very easily. And to cover that thing up, we'll put a window. There we go. Actually, I think that might have been facing the wrong way. It doesn't matter. And one thing I hate about the respawn ship is that there's only an entrance on one side and I can never find it, so we're going to put an entrance on both sides. And I will weld those windows and be back and we can work on the color scheme. We are running low on time for today, so I've just painted everything white. Consider it a primer coat. We'll come back and deal with the color in a future episode. I've had to replace the window things with these slopes because I could not walk up them for some reason. But I'm pretty sure they're used in the respawn ship. Now let's see how this thing maneuvers. It's not bad. Reversing is going to be the hardest thing. Forward is pretty good. It doesn't really need to go very fast. In fact, it's probably better that it doesn't go very fast. But I think that works. Now then, what I want to get to this episode before we end it is to work on the, I'm going to call them bits, as in drill bits, that are going to go on the front of this, the various tool packages. Let's back this up a little bit more. The first two are going to be grinders and welders. It should be pretty obvious, as that's going to be its primary function. As it stands now, it's basically a tug. Not a very powerful tug, but it can latch onto pieces and move them. Oh, and oops. There we go. Nice visibility. Looks pretty good to me. Now then, let's go. Start on... let's do the welders first. So we're going to need merge blocks, maybe some landing gear for additional docking help, probably a connector, definitely some welders. We'll We'll go with light armor blocks for the welders themselves, for the structural element. Power will be getting from the ship. Let's see, what else do we need? Maybe some other stuff. Well, we'll figure that out as we go. Alright. So we'll just come off this. Is that facing the right way? It's hard to tell. No. If I knew what those lines meant, I guess I could probably tell. But they don't seem to make a whole lot of sense. Looks like it might be facing down. Yeah. Okay. Is that it? I think that's it. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Perfect. Lovely. We need to make sure that it doesn't connect to the window here. So that means no blocks on this. Best we could do is have some connectors down here. That does mean the welders are going to go just out like this. Probably. Do something to get them all connected properly. I guess we could do that at the top, maybe? Do that and that. Or I guess we don't actually need to, since they're going to connect it that way. Could actually do 3 of these. Might be more than we really want. Something that bulky would be hard to maneuver. But I think it's going to be okay. And then we can just have connectors here. And that is really all we need for that tool. Maybe some landing gear. Like here. That could cause a problem with the windows. So I guess we'll leave it off. It's either that or we switch this to 1 windows and then we could have it like this. It's really just to help this be a little bit more stable. But I guess the mass of this isn't that bad. We'll also do the exact same thing, just using grinders. And what else would we want? Mining drills, maybe? Though probably not. If we do mining drills, we would need something much larger. And I doubt I'm going to use mining drills. At least initially. There's a couple of advanced tools that I have plans for, but I don't think we're going to get to this episode, and they're really more for the smaller ships anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to build this with that, and I will be right back. Here is the welder version. These connectors are incredibly strong when they connect to another connector. I could not get them off. I added some more engines to my TUD, and still it would not come off. It just ended up dragging the ship around in circles. Even turning both the ones on the ship and the ones on this bit off, they still would not release. even grinding down both the ones on the ship and the ones on the bit to where they're below the red line, still they would not release. I had to grind them completely away for them to get off. In an effort to reduce the number of connectors for the grinder version, I did this instead of having 3 connectors. I was mistaken about worrying about things connecting to the windows here, because you can't actually place blocks in front of the windows. They won't connect. So I can have stuff up here if I want it, which is a good thing. Still, even with just one of them, it still would not connect. I mean, release. I figure they'll probably be fixing that soon. What I'm surprised about, when they implemented this connector connecting, they didn't do the same thing they did with the landing gears and put this braking force and this auto dock thing, because that would seem like a pretty obvious feature to include, but they did not include it. I suspect it will be in either this coming patch, which may have already been out by the time you watch this, or the patch after that. I expect it to be soon, whatever it says. If not, I do have a method that I can use to disconnect them that I think would work. I hope it will work, actually. I'm not actually sure. Most difficult part would be fitting it inside the ship, but we'll see. If it's a problem, I think I can fix it. But that's going to be it for this episode. If you have any suggestions for the color scheme of this ship, actually let's take a good look at it. I did that little part over here, make it bulge out for the cockpit area. Ooh, missed a color. Yeah, if you have any suggestions for the color scheme, whether it's a word color like black or the numbers I should put in here, either one of those, or some combination of those, some combination of colors, whatever you want me to make this ship look like, I'm somewhat at a loss. Though I imagine I could figure something out, but I would rather have y'all say what you want to see. So like if you like, subscribe if you're not, leave a comment if you have anything to say. I do read all the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you... Wait, actually, we're not done yet. We forgot one thing. The name. Of course, the name. So we'll call this Engineer's Toolbox. Oh, that's new. I don't recall seeing the broadcast radius thing. Huh. What does the broadcast actually do? Is that just how far away you can see it? Because I know that all the other ones I can see from pretty much as far away as I want. But yeah, there's the name of the ship. That's also the name of a website that I use quite a lot. It contains like data charts and things of various physical properties, things of that nature. So it's something I use a lot, and I think is a good name for this ship. Now we are going to get an episode. So I will see you next time.